A couple of things that new SketchUp users tend to struggle with is what happens when you click the mouse and how many times you click the mouse button. So in this example, this block is loose geometry. If I click one time, I select a face or I select an edge. If I click twice on a face, that selects the face itself and the edges around it. If I click twice on a line, that selects the line and the edges near it. And if I click three times, 1, 2, 3, that selects all loose geometry that's in contact with each other. Most of the time in SketchUp we want to select objects, then get the tool to use them. So if we're paying attention, we can click 3 times, type M to get the move tool going, click once to start the move, take our finger off the mouse button, get the move going the direction we want to go, type in a number, and hit the enter key. One of the problems with the move tool is when you complete a move, the geometry is still selected and the move tool is still active. If you tap the space bar and click an empty space, that ends the command and lets the object go. If you neglect to do that, however, you can get in all kinds of trouble. So here, if we select that box with a box around it, get the move tool going, move it, it's still selected, the tool's still active, we can go over somewhere else in the model and whatever we click on is going to start a second move. And so it's very easy to end up with objects out in space where you don't want them. Now, if an object is a group or a component, a single click selects it. You can tell that that's a group or a component by the way it's highlighted. Loose geometry is highlighted differently. If you happen to click twice on a group or a component, that opens it up for editing. Notice that the rest of the model is dimmed and the component is now surrounded by this dotted line box. What often happens is if you want to move an object, say this apron, instead of a single click that you see there, if you click twice, that opens it for editing. Now you select the move tool, then you click, that actually is selecting a face, and now instead of moving an object, you've changed it and the other instances of the component in the model. If you're really nervous and you click 3 times, 1, 2, 3, that opened the component for editing and selected all of the geometry. Now if I try to move it, I'm changing its position in relation to the component definition, and all kinds of weird things are beginning to happen. So pay attention. If you need to, raise your finger completely off the left mouse button when you click.